My dad swam across the Mekong River with us on the boat to survive. I stayed there for 18 months. I got malaria, had worms. My mom gave up her food so that I could eat. So the reason why I'm here, all these beautiful men and women who fought, the Americans, the doctor who cured me, and the people who took us in when we came to the United States. So with this award, I take it not just for me, but for every refugee who is stuck. I am the 1%. And I take that with pride. And I'm sorry that I'm emotional about this, but every day, as I fight this battle as an attorney, as an advocate, as a social worker, as a mom, these are all things that resonates every day on why I do what I do, for not just us in Oregon, but for us as the United States and the United Nations Commission on Refugees. Lives are important. Thank you. I am really honored to be serving our state in multiple capacities because we have the leadership of the Governor Kate Brown, who I was here last year, who welcomed refugees when the rest of the governors refused to. And that day taught a lot about our community and gave pride to our community. And then with the executive order, it solidified a lot of the fears that we continue to have every day. Today, I want to thank the Oregon Commission and Governor Kate Brown for this honor. Today, International Women's Day, and we honor and pay tribute to we, the people of the United States who stood for equality, humanity, freedom, and our Constitution. I would never imagine that 37 years ago, when U.S. opened its door to accept me as the 1% and my family, that I would be receiving this award. I would never imagine that I had the opportunity to teach law enforcement about to work with communities of colors, how to rescue children who've been abused, abandoned, neglected. These are all opportunities I was given because the U.S. opened its doors for me. I know that I stand here because of the love and the support of my husband, Rick Okamura, who has allowed me for the last 18 years when I was stuck in tears to give me strength to care for my 3 kids, to feed them when I was at the airport fighting for constitutional rights, picking up refugees who were affected by the executive order. He cooked their dinners. He drove them to classes when I was too exhausted to even cry. It's very important. I thank my parents who live with me because it's important for me to give back to the generations that have cared for me. And my beautiful children, my girls, who I work so hard for because I want them to know that this country loves them and their brother, and that regardless of what happens, that they are the pioneers of the future. I thank my law partner, John Marandas, who couldn't be here because he is fighting for the rights of our Constitution, and my other associate, Luis Garcia, who couldn't be here, and my law family. Without them and their tireless effort in my firm, I could not do what I do day and night. Our days as immigration attorneys are 14 to 18-hour days now. It's not the same as we were before. I thank my sisters who are in the room, Koi, Mari, Saporn, Tak, so many of those refugees and immigrants who have stood by me, beside me through the years when I wanted to fight, and they believed in me. When I said this was unconstitutional, they went to the airports with me. They stood by my side. My brothers, Mr. Lee, the executive director of IRCO, Dijimit, Africa House's executive director, so many more that is not named here. They have taught me that our struggle, that their struggle, our resilience, and our hard work can make an impact, not just in Oregon, but globally. This is International Women's Day. We are helping women and children all around the world. I accept this award as a refugee survivor, as a mother, a wife, a legal scholar, attorney, sister friend, advocate for all human rights. The world that I've seen is the worst that one can ever imagine reading in books or played out in movies. We are the voice of the men and women who are held captive by traffickers for decades, abused emotionally, sexually, emotionally, where traffickers treat human beings as commodities to be traded, sold, and transferred, where human beings are property This is our world today, 2017, where families sell their girls into slavery because of their gender. This is today, 2017, where children are literally thrown into the streets because families refer to them as, quote unquote, the unwanted because of their sexual orientation, their physical defects, their mental health issues, or the color of their skin. This is 2017. In our world, communities do not embrace differences, but use it as a reason to hurt, torture, kill, and persecute vulnerable children, women, and families. This is our world. This is my reality. When I speak and when I fight and we talk about progress, we have to make ourselves understand and remind ourselves that there are still gaps in our lives every day. Ask yourself these questions. Why are boys still preferred over girls? Why do certain societies say it's okay to continue to practice female genital mutilation? Why do we kill and torture those who are born LGBTQ? Why do our laws not protect the most vulnerable people in our world? On this day, International Women's Day, I ask you to open your hearts and mind and learn from each other, about each other, and to protect each other's vulnerabilities. These are virtues that make us a beautiful nation. Thank you.